Let me share my screen. All right. So let's start the demo. Uh, First of all, all right. Thank you for joining the today's demo. This demo is being organized by Ellipse Education. First of all, let's go through the website. So this is our website. And then I will just give the small introduction about the website, and then we will go through the agenda of the overall demo. Okay. So this is our website, and in here in Education Ellipse, we provide the training from the mentors who are currently working in the same industry, right? So let me introduce myself. I am Abhishek Agrawal, and in Education Ellipse, I take care of all the training with respect to Azure cloud background. And then with me today in the today's demo, Vale Murugan will be assisting us. And then Vale takes care of all the trainings which belongs to AWS and also big data background. So so this is our website, right? And here in and I think the people who joined today's demo are here for one basic purpose, that they are in some sort of a different domain, which can be AWS uh, admin domain, or it can be like you are from database administrator background, or you are a Power BI developer, you are a data analyst, or you are completely from a non-technical background, and you want to learn and you want to switch your profile to a technical background, which is a AWS data engineering background, right? So this is a general agenda for everyone, is what I feel. Now, whenever you want to do this, you need certain things, right? What are the things you need? You need a project, right? You need a relevant skill set. You need projects, because without project, without relevant skill set, you cannot ideally switch, and you cannot ideally go to a company and say that, yeah, you want a job on that particular field, right? So you need this particular skill set. So this is what will help you, this is what will provide you. So we basically teach you the project, the relevant skill set from the current project which we are doing, right? So we as times goes by, we also introduce the different technology and different projects in our portfolio, right? And accordingly, we basically enhance our architecture as time goes by, right? This is what we do. And then we provide the training from the mentors who are currently working in the industry, as I told, right? And our batch size is small. We don't take like 60, 70 students in a batch. Our batch size are like 15, 20 students learning together a particular topic, right? And then we help you end to end, which means that after the preparation, learning is a different thing, and then interview preparation is a different thing. So we will help you in preparing your resume by understanding your profile, right? And then suggesting you the project which you can write. Will help you to understand how you can introduce a particular project, introduce yourself. And then what are the interview question can be asked, and we also take a mock interview, right? So this is the end-to-end help which we will provide you. Like whenever you're looking for a job, you basically need relevant skill set, relevant project, and then you basically need to write those projects in your resume, and then interview preparation, all of that will help you end to end, will help you with everything, right? So this is what we provide. And as I told you that why to choose us, this is a personalized learning, which means that you will be learning in a small batch, right? And it's a hands-on training from the expert who is currently working in the same industry. Then we help you with the resume preparation, mock interview, right? And then I understand you joined virtually, like all of you joined virtually, so you might not know us completely, right? So we also give you a 7-day refund policy. Suppose once the training starts and then you are not able to understand the topic, or you're not comfortable with the tutor or anything of that sort, you can also gain a refund in 7 days. Till now, due to our teaching style, nobody asked for the refund, right? But anyways, if that's the case, you can reach out to us in 7 days, and we can give you the refund in 7 days without no question being asked, right? And also, whenever we keep our price lower to anywhere in the market, right? So if you find a similar price or lower price anywhere in the market, you can come back to us, and we will give you our course in same price, or it's the price difference is used, then also we give you the course for free, right? With the offering which we are giving, which means that small batch size, interview preparation, mock interview, and the syllabus which we are teaching, right? If you get it in anywhere in the market, you can come to us. So as I told you that I am Abhishek, I provide the training with respect to Azure, and then with me, Whale takes care of all the training, which is AWS, Fabric, and those things, right? And then we have a live courses, and sometimes people want to learn in their own pace, and then they don't want to learn live, right? They are comfortable with the recorded session, so we also sell the recorded session of all of courses, right? So you can also check it out. Then you can check out the reviews, right, and everything. Now I'm going to the landing page of our course, which is AWS Data Engineering. Okay. So the AWS Data Engineering will be taught by Whale Murugan, right? As I told you, Whale takes care of all the training with respect to AWS. Now, this is the today's demo. In the today's demo, we'll cover up these topics, right? And this course is ideal for the individual who are looking for AWS data engineering understanding, and also the people who has a basic coding skill set, which means that you either know SQL or you either know Python, right? One of the language you know, and you know basics of it, right? What we will be learning during the course curriculum, we will be learning about AWS Glue, S3, Athena, Delta Lake, Snowflake, Kinesis, Lambda, RDS, all of that topics we will be learning. And then after doing the course curriculum, you'll gain 4 years of experience. You will do 3 real-time projects, and you can also check out the demo video over here, right? Then why to choose us? As I told you, we have a small batch size, right? And then you will be learning from the mentor who is currently working in the industry, so he can guide you how you can actually switch, right? And then we help you with the resume preparation, mock interview, 7-day refund policy, all of that, which I already explained, right? Now you can also download the course curriculum from here, right? You can go check out the course curriculum, right? And then what is the different course curriculum? This course will go for 2 months. These are the different architecture diagram of all the courses, right? So you can check out that, and then we will during the demo we will also go through it, right? You can check out the Wales LinkedIn profile, that hey, what are the different companies he has worked on, what are the different projects he has done, right? That also you can check out. You can also check out the reviews of the people who has like completed the training with Whale in the past, right? And we are regularly sending the reviews as well in the group chat, WhatsApp group chat, in which you can also check out the reviews from the people who recently completed the training, right? That also you can do. So these are the few reviews which you can check out, right? And also you can check out the people, the LinkedIn profile of the people, right, who took the training. And after the training, we provide you certification. And then this is the price. So live course is 20,000 rupees. The recorded course is 9,000 rupees, right? But after the demo, we will give you some discount through which you can attend through which you can register the live class in discount, right? And this particular discount will be valid only for today. So please be in till end of the demo so that you can get the discount. You can register, right? All right, so this is about the landing page. Right now, let's jump on the topic wise rather than like, so these are the general. So before coming to the demo, I was just trying to write down all the questions which people might have. And these are the questions which we get in general, right? So whenever the people come for the demo, these are the questions which they have, right? So what is data engineering? How we can switch to AWS data engineering? I am a fresher. Can I switch? I have a career gap. Can I switch? And sometimes the people have 5 to 10 years of experience, and then they want to learn AWS data engineering, and they are concerned that hey, can I learn? Is still it's I have a 10 years of experience. Can I still switch? So it's all doable, right? And we will guide you. We'll help you do that. Okay. Then sometimes people are confused about, hey, I am from Power BI background, I am from SSIS background, I am from Informatica background, I am from database administrator background, I am from sales background, marketing background. Can I switch? How I can switch? Then sometimes people have a question about, hey, how much coding I should learn, right? How much SQL I should learn, how much Python I should learn. Then how we will do 3 live projects in duration of 2 months. So this course will go for 2 months. So sometimes people are concerned, hey, how you can teach the overall course in 2 months, right? We need more time. Sometimes people feel that, right? So first of all, I want to clarify that this is an extensive course which we have made it in a very summarized manner in 2 months, right? And we take around 30 to 35 classes to complete the course, right? And every day we are learning a new topic, right? And then we are teaching you everything without any error during the class, and we are doing everything real time, right? So you will not see any error coming during the class because we have taken this training so many times that it's a very summarized training in 30 to 35 days, which goes around like around 40 to 45 hours of training, extensive training. So people take around 2 to 3 months, so we complete the course in 2 months, but people need like 3 months to complete it, to revise it and all of that. And it's doable, okay? Because whenever you work in a company, your project doesn't goes for like you in whenever you do any project in the company, you don't do everything real time, like every new thing every day in a particular project when you do in a company, right? But here we are learning everything new without any error. That is why we have summarized the course in 2 months, and then it is doable, okay? And then after learning everything, what are the scenario, what how we will approach the interview, what are the scenario based question, right? And so all of this question which you might have, right? So we will try to clarify each and every question. So if you are not like here, if you are here just to understand, that's also okay, because you will learn something from here. And the people who are interested to enroll for actual course, you can also enroll for actual course, right? The people who came here just for the knowledge will also understand the roadmap, how you can actually learn AWS data engineering, right? So the all the topics can be divided into some parts. Okay, so let me show you the so the overall, all the topic which I told can be divided into these parts, right? So first of all, we already went through the introduction. Then we will cover up why cloud, what is cloud, why AWS. Then we will go with why and what of data engineering. Then we will learn about tools to learn, which is like Glue, Athena, S3, Snowflake, Spark, coding is required, who can learn, roadmap, course and project, where to practice, how we will access the recording experience to show. We'll cover up each and every topic, right? And then if you have any questions, right? If you have any question, you can anyways type in the chat, but we'll also give you the chance during the demo so that you can ask questions, right? So after every section, we will give you the chance so that you can ask questions, and then you can basically clarify that, right? So whenever we give you the chance a Q&A session, so ask the question with that topic which is already covered, rather than like rather than going to the future topic which we will anyways cover, right? So this is how the whole demo will go, and also try to ask like a summarized question. And because here we have 30-35 people, so we need to make sure also that time is not getting wasted for everyone. So try to ask us a very summarized question, on point question, right? And if you have any further question, we will anyways take up the question in the end of the demo as well, so that we others are not blocked. Okay. So let's start the demo now, right? I will hand over to Vale so that he can take the demo afterwards, right? So 1 second, I will 1 second, I will give the chance so that Vale can share the screen. Give me a moment. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I've checked. I can access
Yeah.
it.
So Vale, would you like to introduce yourself, and then you can just
Yeah,
share
yeah.
the screen? Yeah.
I think I cannot share it again. Can you give access again?
Yeah. All right. Can you try now?
Okay. Yeah, I can access. Okay. Hi everyone. This is Vale here. So about me, I have like 15 to 16 years of experience, and the last 8 years into data engineering. And I've worked on backend development, API. So I started as a backend developer, then moved into data engineering. So I have good experience on working on premises, on the cloud, with enterprise systems, product development, and different development areas. So I last 7 to 8 years, I've been working on data platforms, data lake migrations, Lakehouse architecture, with the different AWS, Azure, Databricks. So different ETL framework I've been working on the different enterprise. So I've been working on services companies like Cognizant, IBM, and then I've been working with product development companies also. So that's about myself. And currently I'm working as a freelancer for multiple clients. So that is about myself. Let us move on to the session. So as Abhishek said, so the agenda for session is we'll start with why cloud and what is cloud and why we choose AWS here and what is data engineering and what tools we are going to see it in data engineering. This is what we'll start. Then we will get into course, right? So course specific, what we'll be covering in the course and what project we'll be covering in the course and what tools we will be using it. We'll cover one by one. Okay, let us start first. So why cloud? So what is the purpose of cloud? So think so we are working for an organization. So the organization is can be a retail company, or it can be a banking company, or it can be insurance, or any domain, right? Any domain. So they have applications. The application can be web application. The application can be enterprise application. It can be mobile applications. Okay, so when they have applications, they will have a database. They will have a storage system. They will have different services, right? So, for example, you can see I have presented here, which is a enterprise systems or a company's architecture. So, if you see here, the company has web service, application server, which is running some web applications or mobile applications, and they are storing the data into database. It can be relational or it can be NoSQL. They are sending emails, they are sending SMS. So they have some email applications, SMS application, and they have dashboards for monitoring the applications. They are storing the data, they are storing the media files, they are storing audio files, they are doing analytics because they want to see the users activity, see their business of how it grows, how the users interactions are happening. So they want to see a lot of analytics from the data. So they have some ETL, they have data warehouse, business intelligence. Okay, so for an enterprise, you can see how many applications they have, how many services they have. They have to manage it, and they need to have a lot of machines for doing it and a lot of infrastructure for doing it. Okay, so to make this simplify, the company can concentrate on only on the application side and infrastructure side. They don't have to worry if they use cloud. Okay, so cloud is going to help organization in bringing up all the services quickly. Okay, I can create all the services quickly. For example, let us choose AWS. So I'm going to convert this to AWS services. So you can see here. So the same thing, the web application can be deployed in EC2. I can store the data into RDS. I can store the data into DynamoDB, NoSQL data, JSON data. I can use SNS or SQS for email notification. So this AWS services helps you to do application development faster. Okay, so by using cloud, you don't have to manage the infrastructure like your infrastructure maintenance or the server maintenance are going to be a bigger problem for enterprises. That is what your cloud is
त्याच्यासाठी
helping you to
तो
solve
नंबर
it.
नाहीये
Okay.
स्थळासाठी.
Okay, so they provide you a lot of services. So they provide you services. That services helps you to quickly start and quickly stop. And you will be billed only for the usage. When you don't use it, you will not be charged. So that is what your cloud providers are helping you. So for organization, they can quickly start building applications, use whenever required. So that is what your a cloud provider like AWS or Azure helps you to quickly build applications on the infrastructure provided by them. That applications can be a platform. That application can be a simple application. It can be a complicated enterprise application. So you can build different kind of application in cloud. Okay, and they provide starting from VM, they provide storage, they provide compute, they provide Docker containers, like different services, right? So the future is like, what are the futures they have is scalability is easier. That means I can scale it up. For enterprise need, I want to store large amount of data. I want to store lot of data of my users. My users are around the globe. They are using it like very frequently. So I can easily scale it up. I can see my cost. So I can see what was my cost, and I can monitor my cloud. I can monitor my server. If it is going down, I can make actions. I can implement alert mechanism. So it's managing is easier, and I can provide access. I can provide access for my users who to read data, who to access the server. So this is what your cloud is helping you. It's making your life easier for enterprise to manage the infrastructure. Okay, so now let us go to the next section. So we have seen what is cloud, and in the cloud, AWS is a market leader. Okay, so AWS has 200 plus services. You can see a lot of services here. So if I need a Linux machine, I can go to EC2. I can create a Linux machine. If I need database, I can go to RDS. I can see RDS database and create a database like MySQL or SQL Server, any database, right? And you can create it quickly. So you can create any of the database. If I want to store unstructured data, I want to store media files, video files, I can go for storage like S3. So where I can store large amount of data. So for all the enterprise need, you can use all the services here. If it is a relational data, I can store it in RDS. If it is a NoSQL data, I can use DynamoDB. I can use like different services here, right? So I can use any of the JSON store here. If it is a unstructured data, if it is a CSV file, if it is a media files, video files, I can use S3 here. I can put all the data and process it here. JAR file, CSV, flat files, any files. So for all the enterprise storage usages, you can use your AWS services. Like that, AWS has lot of services. So in real world, we are not going to use all the services, right? So for data engineering, we use specific services. So in this course, we are going to focus on that specific services only. We are not going to focus on all the services. So like if you can see here analytics, in analytics, we are going to focus on a lot of services along with the core services in the sense S3, IM, like and then RDS, DynamoDB, like that core services. And we are going to focus on analytical services like Athena, Kinesis, and then Glue, which are used by data engineers. So that is what we are going to focus. Okay, so now let us go and then let us discuss what is data engineering. As a data engineer, what we do and what is the role of a data engineer in organizations. Okay, let us go to that section. Okay, so in an enterprise, there are different business units. Okay, so like there are units like sales, there is a marketing, there is business groups like analytics group or financial groups like that. In each enterprise or each like company, they have different business groups and they use different applications. The applications can be for different purpose, right? If a sales team is there or a marketing team is there or inventory team is there, they are using different applications, right? So they may have a database, they may have a ERP application, they may have Salesforce, may have different applications, right? So the data may come from different applications. So your data is going to come from different source systems here in enterprise. It's not one system, it's going to be like a lot of systems. So you need to collect all this data, bring it to a centralized place, and then you need to process the data, and then you need to transform the data and then store it in so that it can be used by consumers. So as a data engineer, we work within the producers and the consumers. Okay, so our work is like managing the producers, storing the data, transforming it, and providing it for consumers. Okay, so that is the data engineer we do it. We work between the producers and consumers. The producers can be any functional groups, right? Like it can be sales, it can be marketing, any functional group. It can be operational database, it can be marketing team or any team in the organizations. Consumers can be It can be analytical system. It can be data science. It can be machine learning. It can be AI. So all are consumers here. So as a data engineer, we work between the producers and consumers. And what are the activity do? We do ETL, like we do extract, transform, load. We build data pipelines. We create data, like a data models. We work on data warehouse. So that is what we do. Okay, as a data engineer, we work on all this activity. Okay, so we collect the data, transform it, we store it into data warehouse or data lake, and then we allow access for the consumers so that they can access it for different purpose. It can be for data science, it can be for AI, it can be for business intelligence. Okay, so this is what we do it. And in the organization, they have a data platform. Okay, so if you see, this is what data platform is. So data platform is nothing but a layering, right? So you can see your data sources are different inputs coming in that can be in a CSV file, it can be in JSON files, or it can be zip files. So you are collecting the data from various sources and you are ingesting the data through batch processing or streaming processing. There can be different kind of processing the data layer, ingestion layer. So you are using the batch processing or streaming process and storing the data into data warehouse or data lake. And that data is named by cataloging. So you are naming the data. So it can be used by consumers. So and you can process the data. I can convert data into one form to other form. The data can be huge in size. I can convert the data by doing ETL here. Okay, so this is how a modern data platform. As a data engineer, we work on the modern data platform. We work on any of this layer, right? We may work on ingestion layer, we may work on storage layer or cataloging or processing layer. So you may work on consumption layer also. But normally data science or machine learning team is to work on the consumption layer. But you may help them in creating data models. You will load the data into tables so that they can use it. Okay, so we'll interact with them, you collaborate with them, and then work with the machine learning or analyst here. So this is what as a data engineer we work. Okay, so let us move on again. So as I said, as a data engineer, this is what we do. So in the organizations, we work between the producers and consumers. And we work on the ETL layers. We work on the transformations. So let me go and then let me show as a data engineer what we do. Okay, you can see here. So this is what we do as a data engineer. We work on data pipelines. We build ETL pipelines. We collect data from various sources and build. We process structured data. We process semi-structured data and structured data. So we work on the all the kind of data. Okay, and we do data quality checks. We ensure that the data isn't high quality. We do data cleaning, validation, transformation, so that we may convert the raw form of data into high quality of data because the data is coming from different sources or not in good quality form. So we are the one who is taking care of maintaining data quality in the enterprise. Okay, and we do data modeling. We work on data warehouse or we work on data lake or lakehouse architecture. We build the data models. We create the tables like fact table, dimension table. And we work on data models. And we work on optimizing the data pipelines. We work on fine tuning your ETL pipelines. So we work on the optimization. We work on streaming activity. We work on giving access and maintaining the access level mechanism to the data. So that means who to access the data, which consumers can access the data, which team can access the data. So we provide the access mechanism and which column, which table they can access, what type of access mechanism they have. They can only read data or write data or read columns, write columns. So that is what we do governance and then we do access mechanism. And we collaborate with different teams, right? We work with data analysts, we work with data scientists, product team, BA teams, or data team, like management, right? So sometimes you work with your top level management, you work with your top level management in the organization. So we monitor the infrastructure, we see the logs, we see the running activity. So we work as a data engineer, we work on all this activity. Okay. So now let us move on. So any questions so far on the why cloud? What is data engineering? Why we need data engineering in enterprise? And what is the role of data engineer? Any question on this?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, well, So you said that data security level, you are saying that encryption. So how about we are doing data rest and data transit? How we are doing this encryption and masking, data masking?
So it's about like if you are working on glue, right? If you are doing ETL, you will do it either on ETL layer. That means you will create a table and you will create access to the table for a users, and that users will have access to the data, and that data will be masked. So you are from the ETL layer, you are going to mask the data and write it to the tables. So this is one way of doing, right? So from the data, you are going to use the data in data lake. There you can convert the data, you can transform the data. For example, there are like PAA data, like users phone number is there, SSN is there, which I want to mask it. That means in the code, we write a code and we convert the data into masked form. So, and then we create a new table and we write the data in a masked form and give access to the table for the consumers. So the consumers are not going to access the original data. They are going to access the masked data. And the original data will be deleted after creating the new data. So that is how we provide we implement the PAA mechanism. That is for ETL and then glue layer. If you're going to implement on Snowflake, on data warehouse, you can do that also. In Snowflake also, you can do the same thing. You can mask the data in the Snowflake itself and then give access to the data. So you can implement on the data lake also, you can implement on the data warehouse.
How about this encryption and data and rest while doing transmit from temporary to staging? Are we using any
Uh,
tool specifically? Any tools are there for that?
so as I said, data warehouse, right? Data
Mm.
warehouse, you are going to access it from REST APIs, right? So you can like provide access there also. That means I can control the access there also. So that means whoever has permission only can access it.
Means it's access based only, right? There is no
Yeah, it's
encryption.
access based. It's access based on.
No encryption on data layer data.
Encryption, you can implement KMS. That is a security level, data level security you can implement. So it's an encryption key you can apply to the table. So that data will be encrypted. So we apply a KMS key so that the data will be encrypted.
Okay, okay.
Hi, Beth. This is
Yeah,
Saurabh.
good.
So actually today also I have attended your demo session. Earlier also I have attended your demo session, and till now the thing is that my question is before data engineering, how these things are going on in the IT industry before data engineering. Why data engineering came into the market, and what are the benefits clients are focusing on data engineering. So that is my main thing.
So you
And
can see,
today,
right? Can you see here? This is what we do, right? So whatever you are from software background, right? So you are from software background.
software developer, software engineer. My main
Yeah.
work is software engineer.
So your application is here. In organization, you are a data producer. So you are working on a database. So you are a producer of data. Okay. So and the consumers are going to be like in your organization, there is
Yes.
a data science implementation going on, or there is an analytical system which is there, which is showing some dashboard, which is showing some summary reports. Okay. So there is an analytical system in your organizations. So your data is going to be one of the uh, like input for the analytical layer. Okay, so there is an analytical system in your organization which is collecting data from various sources. Okay, that one source is your application. Other than that, there can be multiple sources. Okay, your company may have ERP systems, your company may have Salesforce, or they may have mainframes, or they may have operational database, right? They can have multiple database. So you are collecting data from all the sources and you are building a data pipeline, you are transforming the data and storing it in a centralized place that so that analytical data can be used for multiple purposes. So
No, no,
you are
no, 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 no. This is not my question. The thing is that we are developing the software for whom? For our clients. Our client wants this functionality. Suppose our client wants login and registration page for their application. Yes, they are giving the requirements and we are writing the code. And after that, we are delivering and release that particular functionality to our client. That means we are deployed our application into the production server. When it is deployed in the production server, client is accessing that is login and registration page. But till now, data engineering, that means what? It is collect. See, we are now writing the code that is based upon the data. If client is giving requirement, that is also one type of data. Now, without data, we cannot develop the code. So that is means ETL and your data warehouse. Database I can understand, because where we are to storing the data, because everywhere data is important. If there is no data, no application, right? And another one is this is cloud. This cloud is also totally new for me, because till now we are using our own physical infrastructure on premises. We are not means cloud also means cloud. Till now I am not getting any clarity. What is cloud?
So can you see here? So this is a supply chain implementation, which is using AWS. So whatever I explained, right? Same thing they have implemented. Okay, so this is a company which is implementing supply chain. Using supply chain, they have implemented for data using data engineering. They have implemented a use case here. Okay, and the use cases for supply chain, and their implementations reading, collecting data from various sources and doing ETL here, and then processing here. That is what they are doing.
Can you give me? Can you give me one example of banking system, banking and finance? Because I am currently working in the banking domain. Our client is UK bank.
Hello, Saurav. Sorry to cut you, but we can take your question in the last.
Okay. Fine.
All right. So, Vale, you can continue the demo.
Yeah.
Right.
Others.
Yeah, any questions from others? Like I see other person has a question. What was your question?
No. It was this question and answer was disturbing others. First, let us continue our session. Then
Yeah. So your question is very basic level. The question is why cloud, and then the data engineering question is very basic level, which we'll see it at last.
Sure.
Related to Python in the course, basically. So how much Python we are using, is any library you are covering in this course?
So we use Spark heavily. So if you see here, this is how we write code. We write Spark SQL. We use Python and then SQL. So you need to know basic knowledge of Python SQL.
Okay.
Okay, I'll explain why Spark here and why importance of Spark here. I'll explain in detail. Okay, so let us move on to the next section, which is what tools we are going to learn in the course and what are the ones we are going to use as a data engineer. We use it regularly. So, in AWS, like we use few services very frequently. So what are the services as a data engineer we use? So you can see here, we use S3 for storing the data. So we use IAM, we use let me go into. So we use S3, we use IAM, we use RDS, we use Glue. So RDS for relational database, DynamoDB for NoSQL data. That means JSON data I want to store, we go for DynamoDB. Glue for ETL. So we want Spark clusters. We are going to process huge amount of data. Why huge amount of data? We are building a use case for enterprise here. And enterprise data is going to be huge. Okay, so there is another question. Why we have OLTP systems? Why we need OLTP systems like MySQL? We have SQL Server. Then why we need to bring it a data warehouse or data lake here? So OLTP systems are meant for transaction processing. You can have only like 6 months of data or 1 year of data or 2 years of data in your OLTP system. If you're having large amount of data, your performance of OLTP systems like a relational database will go down. Okay, so you need to have OLAP system in your organizations. OLAP systems are meant for analytical processing. So it meant for processing a huge amount of data. So OLAP system is not one system, right? It's a framework. It's a multiple system. It's a collection of multiple systems. So OLAP system, you can build it on AWS. You can build it on Azure. So on the cloud, you can build OLAP system and you can do analytical on top of that. For the OLAP system, we use all the services, right? We use Glue, you use S3, we use RDS for storing relational data. We use DynamoDB for storing same structure data. We use Athena for querying and then doing query analysis. And we use Lambda for event integrations. So these are the services we are going to see. So here we are going to focus more on Spark. Why Spark? Because the data is going to be huge. And for enterprise, as I said, the data is going to be huge. And the data is going to be different format of data. So we may get data in CSV form, we may get data in JSON form, or you may get data from different sources. The data may come from different sources. It can come from relational database. It can come from Kafka. It can come from in data lake. It can be there in a CSV form, Parquet form, or it can be there in a data warehouse like Snowflake or Redshift. So your Spark has the ability to process the data, to read the data from any of the sources and transform it and write it into another level. So that is why we are going to learn Spark here, and we are going to use Glue. So Glue is a cluster framework for Spark. Okay. So Spark, I can learn it on multiple environments. So what are the environments I can learn? I can learn Spark. I can write the same code. For example, I'll show. So I can write a Spark code. You can see this code, whichever we have written it here, the same code, I can deploy it on Databricks. I can run the same code on Databricks. I will change only the S3 part here, and I can run the same code, whatever I developed here, I can run it on Databricks. The same code, I can run it on Fabric. So your Spark code, whatever you are doing it, you are learning it, can be applied on any cloud. Okay, so it can be Azure, it can be Google Cloud, it can be AWS. Okay, so that is why we are using Spark. We are heavily dependent on Spark for ETL data pipelines here. So why Spark here? Because it has the ability to do distributed processing here. That means it can use effective of your cloud machines and do parallel processing of data. So even though my data is huge, your Spark has the ability to process your data parallel. So that is why we're going to learn Spark here, and then we are going to use Glue here for doing distributed computing. Okay, and then we are going to learn, other than Glue, we are going to learn RDS, we are going to learn DynamoDB, we are going to learn Lambda, step functions. For orchestration, we are going to do step functions. So that are and then we are going to use, for streaming, we are going to use Kinesis. And then for orchestration, we are going to use step functions. So these are the services we are going to cover. So if you see the services we are going to cover, we are going to cover Glue, we are going to use step functions, Lambda, Kinesis, Athena, EMR. So these are the services we are going to cover in the AWS. Okay, so and then for data warehouse, even though Redshift is there in AWS, but we are going to use Snowflake. Okay, why Snowflake here? Because Snowflake has lot of features than Redshift. That is why for a data warehouse scenario, we are trying to cover Snowflake here. Okay, so and then what we are trying to do is, so you can see here, this is a different generation of architecture for analytical system. So when you are building analytical system, so this is a different architecture which is there in all the organization, right? So in the generation 1 architecture, they use data warehouse alone for building analytical. Their analytical layer had data warehouse alone, so they can do business intelligence, they can do reports. Whereas in the generation 2, they started building data science, machine learning use cases. So what happened is they add structured data and semi-structured data and unstructured data. So they started storing the unstructured data, semi-structured data into data lake and structured data into data warehouse. So they use both. They use data warehouse, they use data lake. So that is what used in generation 2 architecture, which is like 3 years back or 5 years back. Like you can see this data generation 2 architecture is followed. And the current one is a Lakehouse architecture. So which is a generation 3, which is a current one. In generation 3, we use data warehouse also. We use Lakehouse also. So that means Lakehouse is nothing but it's a combined feature of data lake and warehouse. Okay, so we are going to bring in on top of data lake, we are going to bring in lot of warehouse features here. That is what Lakehouse architecture. So in this course, we are going to see all this different type of architecture. We are going to see data warehouse also. We are going to use data lake also. We are going to see Lakehouse architecture also. So in the modern data platform, you may see all this kind of architectures being implemented. So that means in a modern data platform, in any enterprise, they may have data warehouse. They may use data lake. They may use lakehouse architecture also. So we are trying to cover all this different kind of data architecture. And we are going to cover different ETL, right? How to do ETL, simple ETL, complex ETL. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. So let us go and so this is the tools we are going to learn. So we are going to focus more on Glue, Athena, S3, Snowflake and Spark. Okay, how much of coding is required here? So here, if you are a fresher, if you are a beginner, you can also learn this. Or if you are like a senior person, you can also learn this. That means in the course, we are trying to cover. So we can see here, if you are a junior person, like 2 to 4 years of experience, what are the things you need to learn? So we are focusing on that. So that is what we'll start with the basic one. Okay, we'll start with the basic one. How to read from data lake, how to write to data warehouse, or how to do batch processing, how to read data from different sources. So all these things are basic. So as a junior developer, data engineer, should know all these things. So this is what we are focusing for a junior data engineer. And for senior data engineer, so you can see this is for senior person. So what you should know? That means how do you design a system? How do you work on optimizations? How do you improve the cloud cost? So we are going to focus how do you implement error handling? And other than that, how to build a different framework, right? Batch processing, event driven, and then streaming pipeline. So here this is advanced one. So we are going to focus basic level also and the advanced level also. So if you are like a beginner, you can focus only on the junior level, which is the starting sections, and then slowly we will move to advanced section. So you can listen the advanced section, but you don't have to spend a lot of time, or you don't have to get deeper into the advanced section, but you can learn the basic concepts, and we are going to cover the basic and then advanced concept in the course. Okay, so that is what we are going to cover. And let us see the roadmap here, and then let us see the course and then projects here. So let me go into the course and project. So you can see here, as I said, we are starting it from basics, right? So we are starting what is AWS cloud, how to create users in IAM, and how to work on AWS CLIs on your local machine. So we are going to set up on your local machines. So here we are going to use AWS trial account and Snowflake trial account. Okay, so you can use the trial account for doing it, and I'll tell you how to effectively use so that you are not charged on your cloud accounts. So I'll tell you on that. So you can see next we are focusing on basic services, right? What are the core services are there in AWS? Then we get into Spark, Spark basics, data frame, ETL on Glue. So we are focusing more on batch processing here. So the first project is more of batch processing here. And slowly, if you see, we are going into advanced level. That means how to optimize, how to do like how to build a ETL pipeline and how to improve the ETL pipeline. So optimization and building a ACID transaction property, bringing a Lakehouse feature. So that is what we are doing. So slowly we get into advanced level. Then we are getting into serverless integration. That means building an event-driven pipeline. So we are going into serverless operations. So we are starting with Glue. Then we are going into Event Bridge, Lambda, step functions. So here you can see we are covering Lambda, step functions. So we are building a event-driven pipeline here. And then we are going slowly into Snowflake, and we are going to build a streaming pipeline. So here, at last, we are covering a streaming pipeline. So we are covering 3 type of scenarios. You can see first one is a batch processing. So in batch processing, we use like AWS services here like RDS, DynamoDB, S3, and Glue here. And we use Glue catalog, we use Athena. So this is a batch processing project. The first project is a batch processing. It's more of a triggered scheduled activity. We are doing it. And the next project is an event-driven pipeline. So this is like based on a file. The data comes through SFTP. So here we are not going to collect from various sources, but we are going to get the sample data, and the sample data we are going to load it into S3, and that data we are going to use it. Okay, so that data we are going to store it into S3 and then process it. So here we are going to do orchestration using step functions. We are going to use Lambda for alerting and then error handling here. So here in this, for the first project, we are just doing orchestration here. Okay, so we are not doing error handling. We are not doing enterprise grade work ETL pipeline, right? But here we are trying to implement like error handling here, alerting mechanism, and we are doing an orchestration here. So we are building an event-driven pipeline in the second project, and we are trying to cover a Lakehouse architecture. We are building iceberg here. We are building dimension and fact tables and loading data. So we are doing dimensional modeling and loading data into this table. So this we are going to implement using using step functions. If you see the step function, right? Let me show quickly the step functions, how the step function would look like. So you can see this is the architecture where, so your pipeline would look like this, where we would be triggering Lambda, we will be triggering glue, and we will be implementing lambdas for error handling here. We will be sending emails through SNS here. So we are using various AWS services for performing event-driven operations. Okay, this is the second project. And the third project, so for the third project, which is like streaming project, where we are going to use Snowflake. Okay, this is the third project where we are using Kinesis Firehouse. Okay, so we collect data from different streaming sources and we push the data to Snowflake. And we push this data in a streaming fashion. Okay, that is why we use Kinesis and we use Firehouse here. So we are using AWS ingestion pipeline for collecting this streaming data. And in the Snowflake, we are implementing a CDC pipeline. That means this pipeline is going to run for every 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So the dashboard we have, so we are going to build a dashboard, and that dashboard will show the incremental data which is happening lively here. So that is the streaming pipeline we are building it. Okay, these are the 3 projects we are working, and we are covering 3 use cases here: batch processing, event-driven pipeline, and the streaming pipeline. Okay, so these are the things we are going to do it. So we are covering here. So if you see the course, again, let me go to the course. So we started with ETL, Glue, with the data lake. We started with data lake, with relational database like RDS. We are using MySQL and NoSQL database. Then we moved into Lakehouse architecture. We are going to use Iceberg and build a Lakehouse architecture. Then we are going into event-driven solution, which is like using Lambda, step functions, SMS for email notifications. So that is what we are building event pipeline. Then we are going into Snowflake. So we are going to start with Snowflake, some basics, right? That means we'll see how to create tables, how to create stage, how to create data dimension models in the Snowflake and load data. So that we will cover the basic ones. Then we are going to advanced one, which is like a streaming, creating streams and tasks and build a streaming pipeline. Okay, these are the things we are building. So any question on the course or the projects here? So I see few of the questions.
You have shown the slides, right? Day number 23,
Yeah.
LN
Yeah.
architecture and SCD type 2. So type 1 is also you will
Yeah. Type 1 is nothing but an update, right? So it's like
Okay.
a direct update. Okay, so type 2 is like it's complex. Type 1 is very simpler too. We are going to cover
Okay.
SCD type 2, which is used in the real world. So we will discuss about all type 1, type 2, type 3, and type 4, but we are going to implement type 2, which is used in the real world. So this implementation is SCD type 2.
Hi, I'm Trisha. I have a question here. So,
Yeah.
what is basically difference between ETL and ELT? I have heard this two terms quite a lot of time, but just need a help quick on that.
So it's nothing but a architecture data pipeline, right? Sometimes you collect the data, you transform and load it. Okay, that means I don't store the raw data. I directly transform the data and load it. Sometimes what I do for auditing, for compliance, I collect the raw data and store it first. Then I transform it and use it. Okay, so first step is loading the data and using it. Sometimes we do the loading first and then we transform it later. So it's about your project and it's about your data pipeline, right? Sometimes you do ETL, sometimes you do ELT. So it's nothing but how you write the data and then use it for your
Okay.
analytical project.
Okay. So is there any reasons behind like these differences in the architectures are coming?
So for example, if I don't store the raw data, right? For example, the data is coming from a source. Okay, the source data, for example, the data came last month and I processed the data and stored it. I did not store the raw data. I just transformed it and stored it straight away. And there are errors in the file. So if I'm not maintaining the data, right? If I'm not doing ELT here, what happens as I'm not maintaining the source data, I cannot capture when did the error come, from which source error come. I cannot capture it. Okay, if I have stored the raw data, I can easily understand from this source. My source can be file source which is sending the data. I can easily understand from this source I got the error records, and that error records like created a problem. So I can understand the lineage can be understood easier. So if you store the data, if you want to understand the lineage, that means I want to see which source is sending me error records or which source the quality of data is less, then you need to do ELT. Okay, so if you don't want to maintain lineage, if I don't want to maintain the source data, I can do ETL here. So that is how it changes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So I see some questions, project specific to industry. So I am going to show like project specific to retail and then supply chain. So some supply chains project here, some ETLs here, and I'll say generalized, right? So your data engineering architecture is common across multiple sectors. That means if I am working on one sector, right? For example, I'm working on banking project. I can easily work on insurance. I can easily working on different sector because the architecture is going to be same. So if I understand the architecture and the platform, I can easily work on different projects. For example, the data platform, the architecture is same across different industry. Okay, so that is why if you work on one industry, you can easily work on another industry. So here we are going to cover retail and then supply chain. So that is the two sector we are going to work. The projects will be based on that. So the other question is, I don't know basic Python. Will it be? We don't cover basic Python, so you have to prepare by yourself for basic Python.
Hi, Will.
Yeah, right?
Hello, can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is schema drift and any are those things covered in the course? Like, right, like late arrival of data, if any schema is changed, how we handle that? That's what
So we
talking.
will discuss about the schema evaluation because we are working on the iceberg here, right? So iceberg helps you to work on schema evaluation, and even in Snowflake you can do it. We will discuss about little bit on schema evaluation, but you're not going to go deeper. So it's a
Okay,
future,
like,
right? It's nothing but a future. It's there in you are using iceberg. You can implement schema evaluation, and using in the Snowflake also you can implement. We will see how to implement that, but we are not going to go deeper into it.
okay. And if data arrivals on optimization techniques, like how we handle the data, like skewed data, something like that.
Yeah, that we are going to see it, right? So if you see optimization, we are going to do, right? Using Spark UI, you can see we are doing all the data skew, adaptive query execution, Spark UI. So all this optimization we are doing.
Oh, thank you.
So for a large amount of data, we will see using Spark UI how you can fine tune it, how do you understand data skew, how you will resolve data skew by salting. All this we will discuss.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, fine. So where we are going to practice it? So we will be using AWS trial accounts. So, and I will tell you how to use Cost Explorer and how to use budgets. And then I'll show you how billing happens in AWS. So you can create a trial account. So AWS trial account, right? Free tier, which they provide you lot of services as free. Okay, they provide you services like S3 as a free, 5 GB of data monthly, RDS as a free, EC2 free, DynamoDB free, Lambda, like that. They provide lot of services free. Okay, so using free services, you will not be charged in the free tier. So we are going to create a free tier account and you are going to use AWS. So you can avoid cloud charges, and I will tell you how to optimize that and effectively use it so you are not charged that much, and how to monitor the billing. For example, we can monitor the billing using Cost Explorer. So Cost Explorer, I can see last few days billing. I can, so that I can stop the service which is not running. So if I go and see here, last 1 day, what was the service used? And so that I can see if Glue is running a DynamoDB and then stop it. So I'll tell you all the thing which we monitor and avoid the cloud cost. So how we can avoid the cloud cost, that I'll explain you. And here, only Glue is not free. That means Glue services are not free. Other services you can get it for free using free time. So we are going to use local development. That means we are going to do a lot of things on local. You can see Jupyter Notebook is there where you can develop it locally, and the same code can be deployed on Glue. Okay, so why we use Glue here? Because I want to scale it up. Because I want to scale my code to run on multiple machines. So I can create example, you can see I'm deploying the code. Say that run it on 10 machines or run it on 100 machines. So scalability, your Glue provides you cluster framework. So you can run it on 10 machines, 100 machines. So you can see I'm specifying 4 CPU machine, 10 machine or 5 machine. I can say that. So you are developing a ETL code. You are doing the ETL code development locally to avoid the cloud cost. So once you develop the code completed, then you deploy it on the in the cloud and increase the cluster size there. So this is how we do it on real world also. In real world, we start with 2 missions. We scale it up eventually based on the data, based on the runtime, we optimize the workloads here. So that is what we'll discuss. We will develop it locally and then we'll deploy it on Glue and run it using multiple missions. Okay, so this is how we are going to use. So we are going to use free tier, and then Snowflake, it's a 30-day free trial version. We are going to use it. So we are going to use data warehouse system, Snowflake here, and we are going to use the trial version. Using your email ID, you can create a trial version and use it. Okay, so any questions from anyone on the course? Okay, so if you don't have any questions, then we will move on to the next session. Abhishek, you want to take it over, Abhishek?
Yeah. All right. We went through the projects already, right, Phil?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. 1 second, I will share my screen. All right. So thank you, Vale, for covering the roadmap, courses, projects, the architecture diagram, and other things. Now, what we will do is we will try to go through the learning portal which we have so that you guys can understand the unique offering which we are giving, which will give you the overall perspective of how all the classes will go, right? So that I will show you now. So as I told you, we will be covering. As I told you that we will be helping you end to end, which means that like all of you guys are looking for a change right now, right? So you want to switch your profile to a AWS data engineering domain. So whenever you want to switch your profile, you basically need a real-time projects, you need relevant skill set, then you want to write those projects in your resume. Then you want to basically prepare for interviews. Then you want to understand how to explain those projects in the interview. So we will help you with all of these things. We will help you to basically do projects, write those projects, and then prepare for interviews. Then mock interview will help you with everything, right? So, so this is what we'll provide, which is basically like sometimes people are also concerned about, hey, we can get this like learning from Udemy as well or from some sort of a YouTube course as well. but there you cannot interact with the tutor, and also like you don't understand. In YouTube there are so many videos, so you get confused at what to watch, and like if you watch it as well as per your profile, how to project it in the interviews, those things you face difficulty, where we can assist you. So suppose you basically invest your time in a particular like a direction, right? So suppose when you go to the YouTube, you get confused that hey, whether from my particular profile, I am a database administrator, so I should learn this or not, or like people get confused. So we will provide you the actual learning material which you need to learn to basically find a job which you're looking for, right? So this is where we will help you, and this is how our learning portal looks like. So let me show you that. So now if you see like right, every after every class we have a homework, after every class we have a homework, right? After every class we give homework, right? And after all of these classes we start building projects. So this is the first project which we build. And then again we have after every class we have a homework, after every class we have a homework, and then again this is an integrated program which is took by like me and Vale, right? So after every class we have homework, and then after this particular class is completed, we are again trying to like Vale is trying to implement the whole project during the class, right? So we will basically on class by class we'll build something, right? And after every class we give you homework, we give you assignment, and after all of these classes are completed, we are giving you the scenario based question, the technical challenges which you can face in the interview, right? All of that, then we are taking your feedback, right? How you liked all the courses, then we are explaining you how you can introduce yourself in the interview, how you can explain the project, then how you can optimize your Naukri.com profile, a LinkedIn suggestion, right? Then we are giving you the project explanation which we have done all together, right? And then we are giving you the sample resume, then we are giving the topic wise interview question, right? And then we are giving you the company wise interview question. So everything is with you to prepare. So first you are doing project, then you're preparing for interview, then you are basically preparing for the interview question, right? And then this is the very recent batch we started in February, right? And if you see this also follows the same pattern, in which after every class we have some assignment, after every class we are giving some assignment regularly, and then accordingly like we are completing project by project, right? Project by project. So this, after all of these classes we are completing this project too. You can see this. Then then we are completing this project 3, right? And then this is basically your interview preparation guidance. So we took a interview classes, and the interview preparation guidance we also give, we are giving. And then this is the recent batch we completed. I very recently pasted a particular feedbacks of the student who recently enrolled for this particular course. So you can check out the feedback as well in the website. Okay. So overall, this will be the learning pattern, in which we will learn some topic, we do project, learn some topic, do project, learn some topic, do project, and then all the 3 projects will be completed. And after we complete the project, we will explain you how to write this project in your resume, what are the technical challenges we faced when we were doing a project, so that you can understand it, and then you can explain those things, and then you can prepare for the interview. Okay, so this is how the whole the learning path will be. Okay, and then you can reach out to your tutor whenever you're giving the interview if you are facing some difficulty, and all of that also you can do, right? So just to summarize everything, right, just to summarize everything, this is basically the overall the summarization of whatever we have learned so far. So if you see, we will be doing like after doing this whole course curriculum, you can gain 4 years of experience, right? Because we are learning 3 projects, right? So suppose if a particular person is from like a different domain, for example, he is from database administrator background, and then he has six years of experience, right? So what he can do, he can learn AWS data engineering from us, and then he can say that 3 years of experience I have worked in database administrator background, and 3 years I have worked in a data engineering background, right? And then I have done this particular project, and you're not doing nothing wrong. Reason being, you're learning it, and then you are basically projecting it, and then you're giving all the interview question, and then basically giving a proof that you actually learned it. or if you want to show those projects as a freelancing project, that also you can do. So some people basically say that 6 years I have worked in this particular industry, in this particular company, and then I was doing some freelancing project with so and so people, right? So this also you can say. So you can project it how you want it to how you want to project those learning, right? And then what will be taught? We will be teaching you Glue, DynamoDB, Athena, Snowflake, Lambda, Kinesis, Medallion architecture, Lakehouse architecture. We will be doing 3 projects together. You can do Snowpro, Snowpark certificate after doing this course curriculum. And then you can also do AWS certified data engineer associate certification after doing this course curriculum. You can get 4 years of experience. Who can do this? Basic knowledge of SQL and Python is required for this course curriculum. So this is a prerequisite for this course curriculum, right? You can expect up to 30 LPA package by doing this course curriculum, right? And then we have a unique offering here. So this course will go for 2 months. The timings will be except weekend and Wednesday, everyday class will be, right? And also we are giving you the option to attend any of the batch. So there will be two timing, 9 a.m. IST in the morning or 7:30 p.m. IST in the evening, right? So the people who can attend the morning class can attend the morning class. The people who wants to attend the evening class can attend the evening class. If you want to attend both of the classes, that is also fine. You need to only register for once and you can attend both of the classes, right? So suppose if you are from US, right? And then 9 a.m. IST is very like it is night for you, right? Ideally. So in those cases, suppose if you are getting late, if you want to, if you cannot attend the classes, you can miss, like you can leave the class and you can attend the evening class. And suppose somebody's come working in India and then it's getting late in the night, right? And he came late, so he can probably attend a morning class as well. So you can switch around the batch whenever you want. But you can attend both of the classes. That particular option also we are giving, right? So you can register for once and attend both of the classes, right? So you get 4 years of experience. These are the topics you will learn. You get 3 years or 3 projects, right? And then you get all of the certification, all of that. And then SQL and Python is a prerequisite for the course, right? And suppose somebody is saying that Abhishek, I'm already earning 30 LPA. What we can do after that, right? So suppose if you are earning already 30 LPA package, right? We can, like we have tried that in the past, that we can make this course like 2 months course as 4 months course and then make a extended program. But what happens is sometimes the people who are very experienced fail to fulfill that particular overall learning. Reason being that it's very difficult to basically focus for 4 months and then continuously learn for 4 months. So the people who are experienced sometimes drop off in 1 2 months, right? So that is why we made a separate course. So after doing this particular course, if you are already experienced, you can either take a Databricks course from us or a Snowflake course from us. That also you can do. But this will be your starting step anyways, in which you can learn after 2 months. You can again like step up in another course curriculum, right? But after doing this course curriculum, it makes you completely ready for AWS data engineering background, in which you do 3 projects, you get your all the basics clear, right? And then you learn about AWS data engineering in a very good manner, right? After doing these 3 courses, three projects, okay? So this is overall summary about everything, whatever we are offering. Right now, coming to the registration part of it, right? So the batch will start from 2nd of May. The timing is 9 a.m. IST and 7:30 p.m. IST. You can register for either each of the any of the batch, right? Morning, evening, and then you can attend both. The price is, you can check it in the website. The price is 20,000 rupees. In the today's demo, we are giving it in 18,000 rupees. You need to pay 10,000 rupees now, and rest you can pay once the batch starts. Once you pay 10,000 rupees, right, in 24 hours, you will be added in our WhatsApp group. And after that, we will be sharing you 4 to 5 class recording, which you can also watch to prepare yourself. Right. And then this is the like a payment link in which you can pay. And for the recording, suppose somebody wants to buy only recording, right? So for the price for that is 9,000 rupees, but today's demo, we are giving it in 8,000 rupees. And this particular price is valid till today itself, for 27th 9 11:59 p.m. IST. This particular offer will expire. So I'm sending this particular link in the chat. If you are interested, you can pay and then you can register for the course. Give me a moment. All right, so I'm sending you the payment link. You can pay in this particular payment link and register for the course. And now if you have any question regarding the registration process, you can ask me now, or any summary which I provided. If you have any question with respect to this, you can ask me now.
So Abhishek, already I have talked with you, but my question is related to the thing. Means what is this data engineering? Because I
Yeah,
am not
Saurabh,
from the.
yes, we will answer your question, but can you please wait for some time? Let
Okay, okay,
people
okay.
ask the question regarding the registration process, and then whatever
Sure,
question you have, we can take up this question.
sure, sure.
All right, guys.
Hi,
Anybody
Abhishek.
has any question regarding the registration process? Yes.
Hi, Abhishek. No cost EMI is available on
Sorry.
this price. No cost EMI. I mean CC credit card.
Uh, so you can ping on the chat, right? Can you please ping me the chat, and then I would like to know like what we have. So for few of the cards we have a no cost EMI, so I can probably check with you. So you can ping on the WhatsApp chat. Probably you have my number already. Let me ping in the number, and then you can ping me, and then accordingly we can check whether that offer is there in your card. Yeah, you can ping me on WhatsApp on this number. All right,
Abhishek,
guys. Yeah,
Karthik here.
yeah, Karthik.
What is the difference between recording session for the 18,000 amount for which we pay, right? So that is the live session, right?
That is live. So the daily will be taking the classes live and then teaching you and also giving you the recording so that you can watch the recording in your time.
Okay. We
So
have
that
a
is a live teaching. So
real-time
you're daily
classes, right?
interacting with the tutor, but in the
Okay.
recording, we will be just giving the recording rather than teaching you live.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, guys. So if you have any question, you can ask me now. And this is the price which is valid till today, 11:59 p.m. IST, and after that, this offer will be expiring. So if you are interested, please register. And if you have any question, we are here to answer those questions.
Hey, hi, Abhishek.
Yeah.
One thing, like in the recorded session, in that plan, like, are we getting assistance for the projects also?
Yes. So it's the same recording which you get in the live, right? So it's ideally the same recording. The only difference is you don't get the live training with the trainer, right? And also you're not getting chance to interact with the trainer on day-to-day basis. You're getting the recording, and you can ask the doubt in the WhatsApp group which we have, right? So that you can do so to clarify your doubt. So your doubt will be cleared in the recording as well, but it's the difference is in the live you're getting the live training, in the recording you're just getting the recording.
How
And
about
also
the
in the
mock
live train,
interviews and
yeah, so in the recording those things won't be covered. So
okay.
in the recording we just give you the recording, the mock interview, and then some sort of a interview, like suppose if you want to get some guidance on the interview, those things won't be covered, but we will be giving you the interview question anyways in the recording as well. So it's the same portal access will be shared to you, which is shared with the live classes as well, but you don't get like a mock interview, and those kind of assistance is not there in the recording.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
All right, guys. So anybody has another question regarding the registration process?
Can I ask
Hi,
my
Abhishek.
question?
Yeah, the timing is from 9 to till what?
9 to it's a 1 hour class, which sometimes get extended to 10 to 15 minutes. So it is 9 to 10 or 7:30 to 8:30. And it's extended sometimes for 15 minutes, sometimes for 20 minutes, sometimes for half an hour. But it's
Okay.
a 1 hour class.
Okay. And all the sessions are lifetime accessible, right?
Yes, it's a lifetime access to you. So we don't have any time limit that in 1 year or 2 year your credential will expire. It's not like that. You can access the classes like lifetime. But ideally, if you think about it, we are giving a lifetime access, but ideally technology is changing so fast that like it's better you learn now and then you switch, but we are giving anyways a lifetime access to you.
Sure. Sure. Thank you.
All right, guys. Anybody has any question regarding this course curriculum and then recording thing?
And Databricks is not covered in this, right? It is covered
No,
in different.
Databricks is not covered in this. If you want to learn Databricks, then we have a separate course for that, which you can ideally enroll. But Spark Basics and Spark will be covered on this. Not Databricks will be covered on this. We have a separate course for that, which you can also enroll.
Sure.
So if you want the recording of Databricks also, which is taught by either like Whale, that also you can get it, which is completely taught by Whale. So yeah, so anything is possible, yes. All right, guys. So if you don't have any question, please pay on this particular link and register for the course curriculum, right? And if you have any sort of a confusion regarding the course or the payment, you can ask me now. And this particular offer is valid till today, 11:59 p.m. IST. Databricks will start next month, end of the next month. All right, guys. Anybody has any question?
Yeah, Abhishek, can I ask the question
Yeah,
regarding this technical field, not to the registration?
yeah. Go ahead, please.
Okay. My question is, already I have 9 years of work experience in the IT. Okay, so my thing is how a data engineer and software engineer collaborate in the client project, especially in IT.
Okay, so
Uh,
software engineer basically develop a application, right? And then data
Okay.
engineer provides you the data which you use in a application or in a website. So we basically give you the data and then you use those data points to feed in your application. That's all.
But data things we are getting from our architecture, high level team, high level design, low level design, they are giving us the architecture because if
Data,
we are
I'm
seeing
saying
that
data. So suppose if you have any sort of application, so to run those application, you need data points, right?
yes, you are right.
Yeah, so those particular data points needs to be provided to you in a structured manner so that you can utilize those data points, right?
Can you give me an example?
For example, that suppose you have a website of Amazon, for example, and in
Okay.
Amazon, they are using many data points, such as like what will be the price of different mobile products, right? And then they have all these data points of different mobiles getting sold at a different point, getting sold every day, right? So they have these data points. Now, whole Amazon website is being developed by a website developer and an application developer, right? So those guys
Okay.
develop a website and also have the application. Now the backend data who basically fetched by your APIs will
Mm-hmm.
be pulled from a database, right? Now that particular database will be used by a data engineer and also data analyst and also data scientist. Those guys will use those database. Now data engineer his task is to maintain those database, provide data to those databases so that data analyst can analyze it, data scientist can basically make a predictive analytics on top of it. But ideally, if you want to learn it, if you want to understand in very simple term, that particular database will be maintained by a data engineer, right? And then you can fetch those data points through a API and feed it in your application.
Little bit of confusion. Okay, I understand, but though I am not going into deeply, little bit of things are there. My question is, already Amazon application is live in the production environment. That means customers are accessing the Amazon applications. Then already your work is finished because it is already live in the prod environment, means live environment.
Yeah, so once your product is live, then my work is finished. But you have an ongoing development also happening, right? So you always develop. So suppose my production is live, right? But after that as well, you need to maintain your databases. You need to basically improve and introduce new features, right? And then also you need to optimize everything. So that also takes time. So it's not like once it's productionized, you can further introduce features, you can further introduce like products which further needs to be improved in your overall application. So that also taken care by data scientists, data analysts, and data engineers.
Okay, fine. Before that, how it is going on? Before data engineering and data scientists, that also Amazon is also there, na? Amazon
So before that as well, it was happening, but not in the cloud. It was happening on premise. So now it happens in the cloud. What is difference between on premise and cloud? So difference between
Wait. I am actually working in on-premise, first of all, because our application is running in on-premise. I don't have any prior experience in cloud, first of all. That is the biggest disadvantages, because I don't know what is also cloud. Why cloud came into the market?
Yeah, so let me answer this question. So why cloud came into the market? Reason being that suppose I will give you a very simple example, very simple example. So suppose I want to purchase a hard disk, for example, right? Now, like suppose I want to store certain data, I have 1 TB of data or 2 TB of data. So either I have two options. Either I basically purchase a Google Drive storage, which is a cloud storage, and I store my data over there. Or what I can do, I can go to the market, purchase a hard disk for me, and then store the data over there. Now, what is the disadvantage of going to the market, purchasing a hard disk? Because I need to maintain that particular hard disk. And also, if I want to share that particular photo with someone, like suppose for you, with you, I need to go to you and then hand over those the hard disk and all of those things, right? So collaboration is difficult. And also suppose my 1 TB is full, then I need to go to the market and purchase a new hard disk. So all of this maintenance is also there. So now whenever you go for a cloud service, everything, the hardware and everything will be taken care by cloud service provider. They are giving you the service. For example, you can use this virtual machine or you can use this SQL server. They will do all the maintenance and you can scale it down, or whatever you want to do, you can do it. But that will be maintained by the cloud service provider. You don't need to take care of all the maintenance. So that is the difference. That is why people are moving to the cloud. Reason being that they don't need to maintain any sort of hardware. They can just opt for the service whatever they want. So suppose I want to open a company today and I have 10 data engineers. So what I will do, I will not buy their laptop having big computing power. What I will do, I will give them the basic computer, and then they can opt for the cloud service, and then they can get anything what they want in the cloud, rather than I will purchase all the hardware for all of my data engineer and then hand over the hardware to them. So that gives you convenience. That is why people are moving to the cloud. That is why all the things which was happening in the on-premise now happens in the cloud.
That means you will pay to them, to the cloud?
Yes.
Okay.
So suppose, for example, like in the past days, have you went to the internet cafe?
Yes.
Yes. So when you go to the internet cafe, previously I also went to the internet cafe. Reason being, I wanted to use their computer because I don't have a computer. So I go to I go to internet cafe and then I pay them 20 rupees an hour and I used to use their computer, right? So if you think about it, it's just that. So you are paying to Microsoft for using their computer. Like suppose you pay to Microsoft some sort of like hourly price based on your service, and then you're paying to Microsoft. The cloud is nothing but using the remote servers, remote computers hosted on their servers rather than you're using your own computer. That's very simple. In very simple terms, what is cloud? Cloud is you're not using your computer, you're accessing someone else's computer and you're paying for it. In this particular case, you have Amazon, so you are using Amazon computer, and similarly, if you go for Microsoft, you're using Azure computer. Simple. Like if you're going for Azure cloud, you're using Microsoft computer.
Okay, okay, fine. Then my question is, if you are depending on others' computer, then they are also storing their data in the data center, because data will be stored in the data center. Because we are having our own physical data center. Our physical data center is having 24/7 security. That means your data is safe because it is in our building. But if you are giving sensitive data to cloud, is it very rich now? If they will leak your data, very sensitive data. If they will leak, if they will steal your data.
No. So they have a security policy. Every company who is working with any sort of enterprise, they have a security policy. Policy is always there, and they are also big enterprise, right? So they maintain their security policy and all the things. Now it is also secure. And then suppose if any sort of a leakage happens with any sort of your data, then you can anyways file a case against them. So this data, the big giants don't take any sort of this request of leaking any sort of a data, but they have a security policy, they have everything in line. That is why all the big companies are trusting them, right? So there is always a policy which is given by all the company, and that is also secure, right? So their data center is also secure, everything is secure, and that is why we are trusting them. So you also upload the data to the, suppose for example in your computer, you also probably using Google Drive, right?
Yes.
Now suppose I can say that my Google can take your data in Google Drive photos and then upload anywhere, right? It cannot happen, right? And also you are using WhatsApp. WhatsApp is provided by Facebook, right? So now you're also sharing many photos in Facebook. So ideally Facebook can share your photos anywhere, right? So they are not doing it because you're trusting them, right? And now when you trust them, they have a security policy and everything, and they cannot do it. Reason being that they are big companies, and every company has a security policy and they cannot breach that ideally. Okay.
No, for this case, I am giving high-end security like two-factor authentication, encryption, and description. So no one can enter my data, because for entering my data, it will ask for the password, two-factor authentication. If I will give, then I can enter. So for that reason, Google Drive is giving me the two-factor authentication.
Similar to that, whenever you are storing any sort of a data in your cloud as well, you can basically set up your security policy in however you want. Okay.
Okay. First of all, I will do some R&D in the cloud. I get little bit regarding the what is the difference between on-premise and cloud. But first of all, I will do some R&D in the cloud.
Yeah. Please learn it and then you can come back to us. Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, guys. Anybody any sort of question regarding this course curriculum or registration process? You can ask me now. Okay, guys, if you don't have any question, thank you so much for attending the demo. Please register for the course if you're interested, right? And then see you around if you're registering. Thank you so much. Bye.